Hi, this is Jim Lyon, the host of the All That to Say podcast. Before you dive in today, be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can catch all of our fearless conversations.
It started with 3 young women in a pair of strappy sandals that have a leather base and these interchangeable straps that you can tie and style in a bunch of different ways. I designed the sandals, spent several months traveling around East Africa looking for the raw materials to make the sandals, prototyped them out, and then hired these 3 young women, Mary, Mercy, and Rebecca, and said, all right, ladies, if you promise to make these sandals for the next 9 months, because there's 9 months between high school and university, I promise that you will go to college next fall. And they were like, okay. And I was like, okay. Now I have to go home and start slinging some sandals out of the back of my car. And yes, to your point, here's the thing. I never, ever, ever would have said I was interested in fashion when I was in college, like wore the same pair of awful, like I was kind of like anti-establishment. Mm-hmm. So fashion to me was like, you know, the man. And it was just like, I'm pushing against consumerism. I'm pushing against, and I'm just going to like look not great.
Well,
and
look
just
like you don't really
like,
care.
You know, my crunchy, look like I don't care. My like crunchy, you know, whatever, journalism self. But then this wild thing happened. So I was like, sandals, sure. I'm not passionate about sandals, but like if this could be the means to the end, if this could work better than a charity and better than chickens, like great. And then what ended up happening is it wasn't until I started doing it, traveling the country, you know, on the back of a motorcycle, going to, you know, meeting with raw material suppliers and being in the back room and watching something go, you know, from a cowhide of leather, and then cutting it and then, you know, stitching it to this. Like I actually was so, I came to life, like of like seeing something that was just in your head manifest into a physical object that then you could hold and then somebody else could wear. I was like, it was magical to me. I would stay up until 3:00 in the morning, just like cutting and pasting and stapling stuff together and trying to like prototype stuff out. And I loved it. I loved it. It was like, I couldn't stop doing it. I couldn't go to bed because I was so enraptured by it. And I love to share that because I think had I tried to determine without just going out and doing some stuff, what was going to bring me to life, I absolutely 100% would have crossed fashion off of the list. I was like, I'm not interested in clothes. I'm not particularly fashionable. I actually, if I would have said this in college, I've become a little bit more grace-filled in my old age, you know, would have been like, it's shallow, it's materialistic, it's, you know, it's vapid. I have no interest in that whole industry. So it was only in the process of just experimenting and doing something that I was like, oh my gosh, this is very fun. This is very fun. And over the last, you know, decade, my passion for fashion has grown immensely. I love it now. I love engaging with fashion. I love designing. I love developing. I love prototyping. I love it all. But I'm just so grateful that I didn't, you know, I think we're just like taught to like, well, go think about your passion. Like, what do you sit down and you have just like a list of things and you're like listing out, this is what I'm interested in. My point being, I never, ever, ever would have figured this out without just experimenting and going like, just do the thing. It doesn't have to be your passion. And just pay attention. Like pay attention to what it does to you. Like when I was thinking about running a chicken farm and like putting the pieces together, I'm like, my body and my mind, I am not feeling creativity, not feeling excited. Don't want to stay up until 3 a.m. doing this. Okay, listen to that. But then all of a sudden with making sandals, I was like, oh, this is fun. Like I'm into this.
You lost track of time.
Next step. I'm intrigued. Yes, I lost track of time. Absolutely. So just want to pay attention to that. So that being said, we started with a line of sandals. We are now a full women's lifestyle fashion brand. So we sell apparel, beautiful handbags, leather goods, footwear, jewelry, home goods. Our home is in Uganda, our production and manufacturing home, where we have a beautiful factory where about half of our catalog is produced. And then we've had the incredible joy and honor of really traveling the world and looking for other artisan groups who operate with the same standards of integrity and respect and care and dignity for the maker that we do. And we partner with these fair trade organizations. We'll go in and we'll collaborate, we'll design products, and then we buy those products for them. And then we sell those products here in the United States. And we sell them actually through a network of entrepreneurs. So of social social entrepreneurs that we call the Sseko Fellows. So instead of selling through stores, which we did for about the first 5 years of being a brand, we went to trade shows, stores would buy our products, they would sit on the store shelves, the customers would come in, they would buy them or not. And we just really started dreaming about like, hey, we're so passionate about community and opportunity for women in the supply chain. But is there an opportunity to create opportunity and community for women here in the United States? Because it felt one-sided. Frankly, it was kind of like we're so passionate about our work globally. And then my work here in the United States, frankly, kind of felt like, blah, blah, blah. Like I go to trade shows in Vegas, which is like, I hate with a passion, and like, go like try to sell stuff to buyers. It's fine, but like didn't light my heart on fire. And so now our kind of hypothesis was like, well, what if going and trying to get store owners to buy our products instead, what if we invited quote unquote regular women to be a part of the Sseko story? Who weren't fashionistas necessarily, who didn't own their own retail stores. It was like, what if we put our product and our brand and our story into her hands? And we're talking about stay-at-home moms. Mm-hmm. We've got teachers, doctors, lawyers, professors, women from all different walks of life. And what would happen? And I'll tell you what happened is that quote unquote regular everyday women can actually make way more of an impact we found than any of these proper channels that we were, chasing. And so today the product is sold. We've got thousands of women across the country who sell the product. So they share the Sseko story with their friends. They style their friends. They can earn an income on they earn a commission on any of their sales. And then women who are really entrepreneurial and business builders they're building their own kind of mini sales organizations and teams. And now it feels like, oh, this is what we were created to do, because it's community and opportunity full circle for women here in the United States, for women across the globe. And then what we get to do is we get to connect those two groups of people. And that's the greatest joy of my career is getting to take, a group of 15 women from the United States who have been selling this product to Uganda to meet the women who have been making it. And this moment where they both meet each other and go, oh my gosh, because you're showing up in your community, sharing this story and selling this product, like I got to go to university. All my daughters are in school. My kids have access to the best health insurance in the country. But then also hearing our Ugandan team react to our US team saying, hey, because you show up and you make this beautiful product, like I found a community of women and I have friendships and relationships that I've never had before. I have a deep sense of purpose and meaning in my days. I've been able to get my family out of debt. My kid is in horse therapy. And that was something that was out of reach for us before I found this opportunity. And you watch these two women, I've told the story 10,000 times and I could cry right now, right? You watch these women from millions of miles away say, because you're showing up and being faithful to what you're called to, my life has benefited so much. And then that's just followed up with, and because you're doing, this brave thing on your side, like, look how my life has been benefited. And that's the magic.